So, so we're live. Um, I'm beginning Matthew 23, and I'm glad for whoever wants to come along and read. Um, it's been if you go back through, you'll see what it takes to really read a chapter of God's Word with with understanding and keeping it in context as a work. The chapters and verses were I don't know about chapters, but the verses were put in later by men, just so we can help each other know where we're talking about, if in case someone is not familiar. Moving forward, um, I guess what I'm putting on saying is the heading of this is Jesus warns against the religious leaders, not Jim, not Jim. Jesus is warning them. Okay, I'm just reading this. I'm a messenger boy. Definition of angel is messenger or warrior. All right. Verse 1. Then Jesus spake to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore, whatsoever they bid you, observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. So let me commentate just a little bit here. That is pretty much self-explanatory, I believe. He's saying the Lord have mercy, the scribes and the Pharisees. For whoever has ears to hear, I don't want to have to keep saying who they are. They saying they're hypocrites, and they put burdens upon men, seats of power, that makes it grievous for those who are of lesser status, social status, or whatever. It makes it grievous for them to be born. But they themselves are really kind of above that type of judgment. All right, you can take this celestially, or you can apply this to the terrestrial, whichever one that you're capable of. Let's move forward. I haven't said that one. Matthew 23 and verse 5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They care a lot about how other men portray them, uh, look up to them. Okay, let's move forward here before I get myself in trouble. They make broad their philosophies. I can look that up, but listen, I have not premeditated this. I'm reading this as I go along. So what they do is they make a big spectacle of themselves and enlarge the borders of their garments. It is a fashion show. Uh, I got my shirt from here, I got my pants from here, I got my chain from here, I got my rings from here, this type of thing. Um, you could even apply it to land, the borders of the garments of their kingdom, of their crest. Okay. Just expanding here. Think big. Think many angles at once. Verse 6, and love the uppermost rooms at the feasts, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi, teacher, teacher. Uh, which this is God, Jesus speaking. As far as the teacher thing goes, that's a heavy thing. I'm not going to throw rocks and live in a glass house. Um, but they love flesh things. They love carnal things. They love money. Love their clout. Love themselves. Um, I won't go into that anymore. It's self-explanatory again. If you can't get that, then it's going to be hard for you to understand the Bible. But be not ye called rabbi. Don't be called teacher. For one is your master, even Christ. Christ is your master. He's mine. And all ye are brethren. You're all brothers. And call no man your call and call no man your father upon the earth. For one is your father, capital F, capital F. When I say talking about my father, what my earthly father, Tim Clark, is my dad. When I speak of him, when I write, and I'm writing in uh, a biblical sense, I use a lowercase f. I'm trying to think ahead a little bit and not offend men. It's hard to do that and please your father. So don't call any man here on earth your father. You've only got one father, and he's in heaven. Verse 10. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. Again, reiterating this thing. Reiterating this thing. Verse 11. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. I'm going to read that again. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. And whoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. They'll be brought down. He's speaking in a celestial sense now. I'm not going to go into that. And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. That will finish from Matthew 23, verses 1 through 12. So, Jesus is declaring again that whoever is least amongst you is the greatest. This is why later on he will even wash the feet of his disciples. So, anyway, on my plows, it looks like the dogs are barking, huh? In Christ's name, always protection over everyone who cares for it, who wants it, who watches. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe if you stay with me, please. It helps.